Hey there, Wastelanders, it's Brother Mike, and thank you so much for joining me. Today, we're going to be talking about some predictions based off of what happened in Season 2 and some of the things that we might see in Season 3 of the Fallout show. And before we start today's video, I want to thank you guys so much. As of right now, we're at 1,290 subscribers. I thank all of you so much, and I'm going to be live tomorrow night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday night. So, catch me there. We'll be playing games from Fallout to Kingdom Come Deliverance, and maybe I'll even sprinkle in some Red Dead Redemption roleplay in there. But let's get to the video. So, one of the big things that I think is very clearly shown, and something I predicted a long time ago, is that Mr. House backed up his personality and his mind into the Lucky 38 systems. And I'm saying that now because when Cooper puts in the cold fusion and like the cold fusion generator, when Mr. House comes back, he thanks him for bringing him back to life. And then he also states that people were making attempts on his life. By trying to poison him, shoot him, bludgeon him with a crowbar. And so I think it's very apparent they're trying to hint that Mr. House could have possibly died, and that maybe Yes Man took over. I mean, the Securitron is laying there very conveniently where Yes Man would be. And so, does this mean that... Did Yes Man take over the Lucky 38 just for House to upgrade his personality back on to Yes Man? Now, we know Yes Man upgrades his personality and says he's going to be away for a while, and we know Mr. House has the technology to do so, hence why we see Jane, one of his favorite girls in the Lucky 38. It was his girlfriend pre-war. He scanned her brain. It was a big scandal. Just ask Raoul about it. And so, it's all starting to seem like my Yes Man, Mr. House backup theory is actually coming true, which is kind of crazy. I always thought the Yes Man ending was a little sus. And it doesn't make sense. I don't know. This is why they should have just picked an ending, because it doesn't make sense. They've made an ending that we didn't play, which means any of the events that we did it just was like, oh, yeah, cool. Everyone won and Mr. House probably died, but we don't know that, and they're not going to tell us. So, who knows? But it seems like he backed himself up, and now he has unlimited energy, which I've been saying this. He's going to be able to connect to any of his machines. We already see that he was tapped into that vault and was probably watching everything that Hank was doing, and probably may even know where the Enclave are at based off of him sending them transmissions, but that's still kind of up in the air. The only reason I say that is because while walking around the vault, he opens up the cryopods for Cooper, which means he has access. He also says it himself that he has access to. And another big thing that they're already hinting at is this battle for Vegas, the NCR versus the Legion. But we see some perplexing stuff. We see some meat bags in the area. So does that possibly mean that the NCR recruited these mutants, or maybe that mutant that Cooper Howard interacted with? And do they work together to fight Caesar's Legion and fend off? Because hey, at least what they showed, Caesar's Legion has like hundreds, potentially like 1,000 men, which I don't know where they got them all, because they surely didn't show that in the camps. But the NCR that we saw is not going to be able to go up against all those legionaries, and we see that they literally block up all of Freeside, but not the Strip. So are we going to see Mr. House have the Strip still closed off, and is not allowing the NCR to come in for him to maybe then come out and save the day with some Securitrons? I don't know. That's the thing. We don't... That's the one thing I don't like about the only thing is I just wish the one person who could have given us any lore about anything that happened without really solidifying an ending would have been Mr. House. And all he does is tell us that people tried to kill him and that he's not dead, but he's back alive, so that means he was dead, and it's just all so confusing. And but I didn't go over it in yesterday's video because I totally forgot about it, to be honest, and I saw a bunch of you talking about it. But I think that would be really cool if this is where we see the NCR start to accept mutants into their ranks. You help protect us, and we'll give you guys a second shot. Um, and I think that would make the NCR stronger as a whole if they started taking in non-hostile super mutants. Um, and on top of that, it'd make them a lot stronger. Imagine a NCR super mutant trooper. Oh my lord, that would look unbelievably hard. Some specialized super mutant NCR armor would be sick. Um, NCR Frank Horgan. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited to see where they go with that. I hope that they do some sort of alliance and establish and kind of show people the bigotry between ghouls and mutants compared to just normal people, and how it went from, like in the past, people judging each other by the color of their skin, and now they judge each other by the texture of their skin. Some things just never change. But yeah, I would like to see them go into that because they haven't shown it too much. Yeah, they said, "Oh, your kind's not allowed here in Philly" when the ghoul came, and the people ignored the ghoul when he was on the pull and free side. But I feel like if he was a normal dude, they'd ignore him all the same. So yeah, I hope they dive into that. I would love to see the start of like a new leaf turning, because in Fallout New Vegas, the NCR is trying to agitate Jacobstown into attacking their mercenaries, so then they can go in and exterminate them because they don't want them there. And you can help Marcus deal with them without killing them and leading to their impendent doom. And potentially one of the biggest things is this stage 2. I have so many different theories on what stage 2 could be and what stage 1 could be. I have a feeling that stage 1 was wipe the surface clean, and they haven't been able to do that. The 2 previous, I guess, big institutions of the Enclave weren't successful with that. And I have a feeling that this pre-war Enclave that is clearly starting to wake up, it seems that the pre-war Enclave all froze themselves, which makes sense. If you're planning for the end of the world, why are you going to ride it out? Why not wait it out, wake up, and then you can take over? So you may be seeing the original OG Enclave come back, but that kind of messes with some lore. We know a lot of, with 76 especially, but I don't know. It still seems that the Enclave didn't drop the bombs. I see a lot of people saying that they think they dropped the bombs. I don't think so. But I think with this stage 2, it is they're now taking over of the Wasteland stage. And then maybe stage 3 is the real reclamation day. Or stage 2 is to round up all of the vault tech or vault dwellers in the vaults, or at least just in the in like the non-experimental vaults or non-as experimented on vaults for human testing and potentially turning into super mutants. We know that they love their prime non-irradiated human subjects to turn into mutants, and that's how we got some of the smartest mutants. And it's potentially what they were trying to do by making these super managers. And we may even see a totally new type of FEV. This is something I've been throwing around in some of my lives, but I have a feeling that the FEV they want to use on these managers isn't supposed to affect them as a whole, but their brains. They make sure that it's a manager, not like a super soldier, a super manager. Now this could be super soldiers, but I have a feeling they train these people to have all these vault tech codes they stand by, and the way that the world should be. Even after, when the Vault 31ers are out, they're still acting like it's still America and there's laws and stuff and we have to follow these laws. And so are they gonna not are they gonna I guess evolutionize their brains instead of their entire bodies? I don't know the best way to put this. Like, are they going to try and make them almost like brainiacs, or like mega minds, where they're extremely smart and can strategize and potentially even have psychic powers, or at least can like kind of see in the future? I don't know. But or is stage 2 just turning everyone into just mutants, plain old mutants? But I think the best bet is stage 2 is conquest. They have been waiting, they've been collecting all this data, and now they're going to finally use it. And they're going to use everything at their disposal. And I think these chips are going to be a big part of that. Another prediction I have for season 3 is that the Ghoul, or maybe Lucy, will eventually make their way to Colorado. Probably the Ghoul first. And I have a feeling he'll go into a town where he thinks everything is normal, just for everyone to actually be chipped. I think that'd be something cool to play with, and you can kind of see them break a little bit. Also, another big thing, a huge theory I have with the chips, is that the reason why Mr. House was so okay with selling it off is because he knows that there is a huge downside to the automated man control chip. And we've only seen them working in short periods of time. The people we see in the administrative vault have probably been only chipped up for, I would say, 2 weeks max. Maybe 3, but probably like 2 weeks max. We don't really know the timeline as we show Hank and his experimenting and when he gets it right. So I'm kind of going along with the story. So it could even be less time, like a week, that they've been chipped up. But are we going to see that it wasn't perfected, and that this mind wipe is more of like a memory blocker, and that over time things start to spill through? And are they going to show that with potentially Hank or the chicken lover? I mean, maybe they keep Hank around and maybe try and like use him to get into the Enclave by controlling him. But as this season goes on, when he talks to Lucy, he like accidentally calls her sugar bomb, and he doesn't understand why. And certain things start opening his mind up. That could be a possibility, because if Mr. House had it working perfectly, he would know who's in the Enclave. He wouldn't be asking these questions of, oh, I don't know who or what. I don't think he even had it perfected, and I also think it was something that he didn't fully want to use. And this is something that Hank pushes and says, but I think is just Hank's interpretation and not the actual truth. Because if House had access to this technology and it was working whatsoever, we would have seen it in use in Fallout New Vegas. And the minute the courier woke up, he would have woke up with a chip in his neck, going to retrieve the chip. So, I don't know, but I have a huge feeling that the automated man chip is not permanent, and that it has downsides to it. Especially because, if not, this is like one of the most powerful things in the Wasteland. Like, if we're putting on most dangerous things in the Wasteland, Cold Fusion, Automated Man, Liberty Prime. Because with the Automated Man, you don't need war to topple a government. You just need a few of its leaders to just completely destroy it or absolve it into something else, into the Enclave. I also believe that in season 3, Mr. House is going to try and start to work with Lucy and Maximus. I think he's going to hear them talking some more and finally show himself on the screen. Another big thing, Mr. House still has Cold Fusion. The Brotherhood of Steel doesn't have Cold Fusion. There was a lot of people in one of my shorts acting like the Brotherhood of Steel still had unlimited power, and that's how they were going to get Liberty Prime back online. Which, here's a big thing: if they're building another Liberty Prime, they're just ruining the pre-existing lore of Liberty Prime. Liberty Prime was a prototype 1 of 1 that wasn't even finished, wasn't even deployed for when it was supposed to, and it looked like the government kind of gave up on its power problem too. Just for the Brotherhood of Steel 200 years later to find it underneath the Pentagon and run into the same roadblocks. They even damage it, pushing them back more. And then you have to find, I'm forgetting exactly what it is, but I know it is some fusion type thing or whatever. And then it gets destroyed at the end of Fallout 3. And when Lion's Brotherhood turns into Maxon's Brotherhood, and they go to Boston, they bring the Liberty Prime parts with them, where then they rebuild him there. They don't build him from scratch. They rebuild Liberty Prime from his original parts, from when he was destroyed, from when the orbital cannon, or I'm forgetting what it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about. In Fallout 3 destroys him, and the DLC that continues the story, and you don't die and you wake up after. Broken Steel. And so that means there's only one Liberty Prime. And if they're building another one, they're just ruining another cool part. Just to give us a rock'em sock'em CGI fight between two robots for the OG Liberty Prime to prevail. And also, isn't it a bit weird that this alpha blueprint is the exact copy of Liberty Prime? Almost like these are just the blueprints for Liberty Prime, and they are going to try and hack into Liberty Prime or find a way to take him over from the Commonwealth, because I think it's very clear the Commonwealth are coming after them, and they may be there in this end scene. What could be making the ground shake like that if not Liberty Prime's bombs? He may be already on their doorstep, and that may be something that they reveal in Season 3. But let me know what you think down below. And if you didn't agree with something I said in this video, let's debate about it. Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, consider liking, consider subscribing. And once again, guys, thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate every single one of you. I will be live tomorrow night. I'm taking another break tonight. I need some more sleep. But yeah, I appreciate all of you. I thank you all so much. And with all of that being said, you don't forget, you are cared for, you are loved, and you stay safe out there, Wastelanders.